And we are live. My name is Rational Outlaw. You're watching RNN. Now, if my hosts can introduce themselves, let's start with, who would like to start?
Alphabetical order, so Demon.
All right, well, I am just sitting here in the hell of Florida. It is quite beautiful today, and yeah, I ain't nobody special, so if you don't like it, fuck off.
When the hell did you become an Israeli?
What, you don't like it?
Maybe.
Anyways, next.
William?
Oh yeah, my name is William K. Savage. I haven't really made any YouTube videos on my channel yet, but I poke around Discord a lot. So I came across Rational Outlaw like almost a year ago, maybe several months ago, and I subscribed to his channel because I like a lot of his response videos. So I was just kind of really wanting to join a stream sometime, thinking it would be cool.
I was just bored.
Z, now it's you.
The
All right.
German.
Yeah, the German one, probably the most dangerous one over here, and one whose YouTube channel's last video was a review of Black Panther with only 23 views. So maybe not internet dangerous, but...
And also my boyfriend.
Okay, maybe that context could be
Too
left.
much information.
What, you already knew. All right, and Libertarian Sis says hello.
Hola.
All right, so we're going to get on with the videos. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can screen share here.
Dude, can you even internet, bruh?
Okay, so let's see. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start with this one. White man runs with TV to prove racism killed Ahmaud Arbery, or whatever his name is pronounced.
What?
Use your words right.
Oh, wait, hold on. I may have to wonder, is it going to play or do I have to have my headset out?
Okay, boomer.
Actually,
So
who is the
loads.
oldest over here?
Actually, I think Demon is the oldest.
Just call me Grandpa. Yes,
Damn.
I am 41 years young. And also
Jesus.
probably the most immature.
Yeah, you are definitely a boomer.
That's Gen X. F word.
Hey, I'm 20, so...
Freaking child. So are we
Freaking
watching the
child
video
too.
or are we getting a very well scripted circle?
Well, sorry that my computer is so freaking slow. I have an old computer, okay?
All right, there we go.
Okay, can you hear it?
Nope,
Nope.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to take out the headphones.
I can see it.
Okay. All right, hopefully there won't be too much back noise or whatever. All right, there we go.
All right, I figured it out. I got my hat up back because I'm sure this, like a month of episode of Cops, I'm running with the TV. Someone's going to stop me now, for sure. Because if not, what was the problem with the line?
Ahmad was black, poor, and those pretty much fill the criteria.
Okay, I have a problem with the whole premise of this, just starting off. But continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got my hat up back because
I don't know why though they repeat it. They repeat it like several times.
I'm sure this, like a month of episode.
That's
Anyways,
because
I
that's
think
their
that was
point.
the main thing about this video. It was like a very short one. I think it was also this guy was in Florida.
No, we're used to that crap. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Where was the Ahmaud shooting exactly? Was that also in Florida?
That was in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, for one, like you're comparing two different states.
Yeah, let's. I don't remember much about Georgia, but all that I easily remember when I think about Florida was that case about a guy who was trying out a new drug and he was running up and down the street naked for an hour.
The guy that ate someone's face off?
No,
Yeah.
no. He later on tried to have sex with a tree, and that's when the neighborhood filled with children decided to call the cops. Not the fact that there was a naked man running up and down the street for an hour. And
It's Florida, we're used to that crap.
and then when what happened again? All right, and then when 2 police officers finally came to arrest him, he was able to grab one of their badges off and proceeded to stab an officer with his own badge and shout that he was Thor.
Hmm.
You can probably find it by that info.
All right, Reginald, do you want me to break down this Ahmaud Arbery thing real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so basically, all right, a guy is
Be a little
going.
more
Casey,
quiet 'cause you're really scratchy right there with your mic.
wait, what?
You're really scratching up.
Yeah,
It's
your
very
mic.
scratchy.
Your mic is so you're speaking really loudly that the mic is starting to scratch out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's because I'm used to talking really fast. All right. Basically, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So, man goes into neighborhood where he does not live. There is a house under construction. He routinely breaks into it. Now, I'm not saying he stole anything. There is no evidence of that, but it's just suspicious going into an abandoned house at night or a house under construction. Now, that being said, and then someone catches him and he takes off running. Now, that in and of itself implies he wasn't just there to check out the architecture. He was there up to some nefarious purpose. Now, the 2 dudes that chased him down, I'm going to throw a little shade their way too, because they could have called 911 and just followed him. Now, when they did get out, he did run around the truck and engage in a physical altercation with the one gentleman, which I still think, if anything, they are definitely responsible for manslaughter, but I don't think the murder charge is applicable. Possibly murder 2 or 3, but murder 1, no, they didn't premeditate that.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I think this is probably at most a manslaughter, in my opinion, and I don't think it was. There's no evidence to say that was racially charged because, well, we don't know what the people's racial views are even. So like, and this guy carrying his TV down the street, it like doesn't prove anything for a couple of reasons. One, it's in daylight, and so it's daylight out. In daylight, people may not think as much of a weird thing. I mean, obviously it's weird to carry a TV out while you're running, but again, it's Florida. And also it's daylight out where people most think, I think most people think crime happening at night, so they're more weary at night. The other thing is it's a completely different state, so that makes different issues.
Yeah, I mean, around here, boy, seeing someone with a hat on backwards, no shirt on, carrying a TV, just be like, oh, he's taking it out of his house, maybe he's putting it in his car, or he's moving it to like another house, or he's selling it to his neighbor. You'd just be like, man, no big deal. I don't care if they're white, black, Latino, whatever. You just be like, whatever.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I don't think it was necessarily based on race. Now, could it be? There's a possible chance, but we don't know for sure. But I will say that this is a case of actual corruption within that department of that city that it occurred in. That is something I will admit to, that there was seemingly, it seems to be corruption in that area, because one of the men was a former police officer, and he has still connections in that area, I guess, from what I heard. Anyone else?
Yeah, but that's pretty much nationwide. I mean, you go anywhere and someone's a former cop, cops are going to look out for him. I mean, that's just how it is. Is it right? No. But it is what it is.
Anyone else have any thoughts? What about you, William? See?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that we need to see all the details because everyone like jumped the gun. Like heck, the whole LeBron James made a comment about this and stuff, claiming that black people were being hunted and stuff. It's like, the point is that like racial division is really, really high right now in the country, and they're looking for almost anything like this to basically, push the narrative and stuff before all the facts come out. Because like, how many times were people talking that these guys were out for blood and that they thought he wasn't actually a thief, even though it's now proven that he was?
There was one article that I saw that actually already came out and called them white nationalists and KKK members. It's like, nobody knows that.
I mean, it's like this worse stuff happens within like the black community where they get shot and killed all the time. And this isn't making national news, though.
Shh, you're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that they will try to say that this is just another example of white on black crime. It's like there isn't rampant white on black crime. In fact, if anything, it's actually worse for whites because it's more of black on white crime because over twice the amount of whites are killed than the other way around.
I wish you had told me. I would have had the CDC numbers pulled up where it actually shows that, I mean, if you're a black man, you're more than likely to be killed by another black man. And if you're white, you are 10 times more likely to be killed by a black person than another white person. And if you're Asian or Jewish, you're extremely highly more likely to be killed by a black person. Now, I'm not saying all. I'm just saying those are the numbers. These are government facts.
So then because then they also prove that if you were to take out like violent crimes committed by blacks and Hispanics, America's like crime like numbers would be very similar to Europe's.
Yeah, it would be probably about maybe like I think only like a 2.5, which is considerably closer. I mean, it's still higher. It's still higher, but it's still considerably closer to that of a European country.
Well, I mean, if the UK is an example, I think there's a correlation between culture and rampant crime issues.
Yes, I do think it's culture that's the main issue.
What about Cologne?
What about Cologne? What?
Well, I was using UK because their I think it was London, right? Their knife murder statistics worse than New York City's murder rate. Like not that bad, yeah. So I was using
that's why you got to ban all those evil knives, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Cologne, the whole thing that I'm trying to bring out is the whole rape of Cologne that occurred for New Year's, which then the German government tried to cover up.
Yeah, that's a religious thing with the Muslims and everything. It
wasn't religious. It wasn't religious. Of course, Muslims were involved, but there was also Africans who. For the greater part, there was no religion.
Well,
I thought most of them were Muslims with the migrants in that area.
A lot of them were. I mean, the thing is,
but the footage shows more Africans. And from personal experience, it does seem like the more outwardly violent ones are the Africans.
Well, they did say that technically what happened in Cologne was considered a game in certain Muslim countries. I forgot what they called it, but it's considered a cultural game. It's a pretty sick game, but it's like a thing, yeah.
But yeah,
well, you also got to look at it this way. A lot of places those people grew up, like if you grew up in Somalia or Rwanda or something like that, like you're not used to a European style setting. You are used to warlords trying to enslave you or kill you, and rape is rampant, and I mean, all that stuff's that's what they were raised in. Like, it's going to...
Yeah, but that is still
if they don't want to assimilate, then...
No, we're not trying to justify
We're not excusing. We're trying to explain why they're doing it, yeah. Because
I know why they're doing it. For fuck's sakes, I've been trapped in 2 different courses in German learning, which is for migrants, because legally speaking, I am a migrant. But also legally speaking, I'm also a German citizen, so it gets really fucking confusing.
Yeah, well, it's just what I was going to say was that it's kind of like how a lot of Californians are moving to Texas now, and they're bringing with it their politics along with it. So it's kind of like that, where even though they had to flee their countries, they're still bringing their own, like cultural systems with them.
Hence why migration doesn't work.
Well, I mean, it's just like Florida. We have no state tax. We have very low taxes overall, and all the New Yorkers are coming here, and they're like, "Oh, we fled New York because of the high taxes. You know what we should do? Raise taxes." And it's like, get out. Go back. Oh my god, get out, go
Yeah,
in.
exactly. Like I said, migration doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
I will though say that migration in small numbers will work, but in large numbers it can be detrimental to a culture, and or
Okay, next topic.
yeah. Next topic. This one is
Next topic is the
Pride
gypsies.
Pride protests.
What is it?
Reclaim Pride protests, anti-LGBT hospital harass. You'll see.
oh, I know what you're talking about. I know that one.
Of course, gay boy got to bring up gay stuff.
Oh, I have to bring up the retarded gays.
You can't say retarded. You gotta call them
Yes, I
special
can, because
needy.
I'm retarded. I've got autism, so I got the retard card.
Oh well, there's a cucumber.
Cool.
That's pretty. Never mind.
Enough.
Okay. See if it plays.
Oh, your video has been locked in JF's basement.
Oh, this is in New York City. Okay, go figure.
I'm sure these are nice, rational people.
Well, at least they're keeping up social distancing.
Oh, are they protesting Samaritan's Purse?
Is that the hospital or whatever group that was helping the hospital?
Yeah, it's just a Christian organization. They're not
Yeah, that's who
anti-gay.
they're protesting.
Doesn't matter for the gay community. It's pretty much the same thing at this point. Islamophobia kills. No, Islamophilia kills.
I mean, a phobia is an irrational fear of something.
If you're gonna do fear of Islam is a rational fear, I've heard that joke one too many times.
But yeah, my biggest problem here with this is that they're protesting a group that, regardless of the fact that they are against LGBT in the sense of morality sense, they weren't discriminating against them in any there's no evidence to show that they were discriminating against their providing healthcare, and it's completely redundant point to protest against this group when they're helping everyone.
Yeah, well, it was like when they wanted to protest the Salvation Army. It's like they haven't said anything anti-gay. They don't even talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just there to help.
As being a European, could someone actually explain to me what the Salvation Army
It's
is?
it's a religious charity organization.
It's a Christian organization. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they donate a lot of clothing to help people and stuff. Yeah, they've been around for a very long time.
And
They're
shelter. They do a lot of different things.
Yeah, they're
okay, because
they're
in
really,
Europe, there's this bizarre image of the Salvation Army being kind of, I don't know why, but I've seen it several times where the Salvation Army is kind of represented by lunatic socialists.
Nope.
And I don't know why.
What the hell is wrong with y'all in Europe? I mean, seriously, bro.
We don't have drugs. We don't have a legal constitution. We don't have legal governments at the same time. So I don't know.
All right, let's continue with the video.
You all bow to Herr Merkel or Frau, whatever. Won't speak your booga booga language.
There's no evidence of peace anywhere in the world under Islamic rule.
Okay, does Franklin Graham even have anything to do with Samaritan's Purse?
Well, this is now who made a whole video about of how the word marijuana is racist because somebody racist in the 1920s said the word. Probably not.
How is it anti-LGBTQ and anti-Muslim? Why don't they go to Iran and get thrown off a rooftop? Or Saudi Arabia? I mean, just saying. Now this. Oh, thank God again, I don't live in that hellhole.
I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on the whole protest.
From New York City
Some of them are really retarded, but I see their point of view.
to the small towns, to the farm communities.
Do I have to point out the salmon pink uniform? I mean, suit.
And Graham Franklin has threatened you with
Graham Franklin, who's that?
because you're
I think that's the leader of the organization.
No, he's talking about Franklin Graham, but he said it backwards.
Oh,
We didn't really notice that except him.
I just noticed that jacket. He is wearing 87 pieces of flair, let me tell you.
I thought he was just wearing a salmon.
anyways, that looks like it's pretty much all the video. So,
Yeah.
what are your guys' thoughts? So you guys can go first if you like.
Mountain out of a molehill.
Definitely.
People getting all worked up, getting their panties in a twist about nothing.
Mm-hmm. William?
But that's New York City, and
Yeah.
Portland, and LA, and San Fran. What do you expect?
I just say it's just usual incoherent nonsense. You know, people getting angry at people they don't like, trying to help out and stuff. It's they're trying to sell a narrative that they're always right and everyone else is always wrong.
Well, to be fair, it does have some damaging effect, because did you hear the news of 69 recently?
69.
No, what's that?
No, I did not.
The rapper, the pink one. He wanted to donate 200,000. Well, actually, he did donate $200,000 to what was the organization called again? No Hungry Kids, No Kids Hunger. Something along those lines. Give me a moment to find it. Either way, he donated a huge amount of money to him, $200,000 to help starving children.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's exactly going on with 69 again? He's trying to turn over a new leaf and all that stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, they refuse.
What?
They refuse the $200,000 because something. We want to act pretentious, basically. Here we go. So 69's $200,000 donation to No Kid Hungry was declined. Quote, as a child-focused campaign, it is our policy to decline funding from donors whose activities do not align with our mission and values. And then just this person retweeted with the caption, fuck them kids. No kid hungry, probably. Because it's like, this guy is trying to do some good and he donates you $200,000. It's like,
Yeah.
wrong time to act a little bit virtuous.
I think the other problem I have with though, this specific video here, is that now this criticizes the, like, there are certain areas where you can criticize the anti-lockdown protesters. For example, they're not social distancing and they're not wearing masks. Those areas you can criticize them. But my main problem with the criticism that most people I have seen who are criticizing, trying to say that these people are murderers or that they want everyone to die or that they're selfish and all this, and like, no, that's not it. That's misrepresenting what they are wanting, most of these people. Are there
Haven't you realized by now everything leftists do is hyperbole and projection? I mean, is it any surprise?
No.
And I will, though, say that these people should not have been shut down. I disagree. Although I don't like what they're protesting about here in New York, but I don't think they should have been shut down by the government.
I think out of all places, New York needs desperate care.
You know what's also stupid is that I went through some of the comments in this video earlier. They kept saying, hypocrisy, New York one gets shut down. Why is this one get shut down, but when gun owners get or go their protest and all that? It's like, are you guys idiots? These
It
are
would get shut down.
New York, and even more so New York City, they have different gun laws compared to Michigan.
Yeah,
'cause,
you
like,
couldn't walk around with a gun in the streets of New York. You'd immediately get your ass hauled off to jail.
Well, what people seem to realize is that
They were acting as if these were completely the same situations. Like,
well, it's because New York is also far more draconian with their laws. So New York, they're going to bust you regardless if you're protesting. People don't seem to understand that different states have different coronavirus response laws.
yeah, and there's also just different laws in general in this sense, because New York already had very strict gun laws. It's, I think, the second most strict gun laws in the country.
Well, good old Zorn Wilhelm III, a.k.a. Billy de Blasio, he already said, like, they were like, well, isn't you banning all protests, like, against the First Amendment? He was like, First Amendment doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
oh, who elected you, like, a founding father?
No one.
Yeah, that was my other contention with this, mostly with the people in the comments, like saying, oh, this is hypocrisy. They're shutting down this one, but they're not shutting down the other one. Utter retards.
They're shutting down all of them. And
Hey, don't
personally,
worry. Yeah, Europe is not that far behind in this retardation.
I
think
say, go ahead.
No, just to bring out a fun example that cites to lunatic protesters, there's this group in Britain who all they do every weekend is literally heckle at their local hospital and clap at...
They're yelling at a building.
Yes, and they also clap at nurses who are going, who are going back home from the hospital and who are coming back to aid. And the hospital is really in desperate need of help at the moment. And just to add more hilarity to this, the British police can't really stop this protest, even though it's illegal. It's because they don't have enough manpower. But it's like, you got these crazy people, and then you got the other crazy people, and it's like...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, those people, I don't agree with them, and I think they're morons, but I completely back their right to protest. I back anybody's right to free speech, regardless of who, what, where, or when. That doesn't matter if I like it. Like, the purpose of free speech is speech you don't like, forcing you to hear it so you can know, well, that person's a moron, or you can go, maybe they have a point.
Yeah, I totally
That
agree.
is the point. To make a point on a point.
if only in Germany we had that.
Mm.
Oh, that story. Duh.
Yep.
Oh, God.
All right.
I've seen this.
One.
Oh, no.
I don't know why it's so grainy.
I just can't believe Security Squad. It's like, just because they're all black and Latino doesn't mean it's diverse. It's
But that is
just,
the
she
liberal
made sure there's
definition
no
of diverse.
whiteys. Oh, and this woman hadn't been... Oh, this is so exaggerated. No, they didn't. That's a lie.
Were they even really white nationalists? Because
No, there was nobody. They're like, well, they had Nazi flags and everything. Show me one. I've watched all the footage. I dug through it looking for it. There wasn't a goddamn one.
Yeah, that was the most hilarious thing. There was a Trump rally some time ago, pre-coronavirus, of course, and on Reddit kept going around this image of these guys, of this one guy, more precise, who brought out the Nazi flag to the Trump rally.
that's
And then
actually
Because he was a Democrat.
Yeah, not only that, but it was more hilarious when it turns out it was a it was a genuine Israeli Jew who support Bernie Sanders. So it's just that extra detail on top.
Mhm.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
The fun.
To my knowledge, I don't think any of the people who were at the protest were white nationalists or espoused any form of white nationalism.
No.
Well, let's see. Black Democrat politician and white people who don't agree with the black Democrat politician. Thus, white nationalists. It's
Right.
basic maths at this point. I mean, it's still wrong maths, but there's some form of maths to it.
Oh, one works as a firefighter. Who cares?
Probably doing more better than any of these people are.
Yeah, he still got a job. 2 now. my god, big scary guns! Whee!
This is why I say I don't care if I probably won't get a gun, but I'm gonna get a tank because I know that's legal.
Oh, you can still get a gun and it's legal.
Yeah, I know, but a tank has a bigger statement. It's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to grab me outside of my tank? At least I can lock myself in it.
Okay, so this protest,
Mm-hmm.
there were no arrests, nobody got hurt, but these people are evil, scary nationalists.
Mm-hmm.
Try going to an Antifa protest and see how many people walk out of there bloody or in handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Outlaw, you want a quick Florida man story?
Sure.
Just about a certain guy charged with child abuse, accused of assaulting a boy while yelling at the child to fight him like a man. So-and-so's name, 36, was arrested Sunday and charged with battery and cruelty towards a child. He was booked in so-and-so jail with a $1,500 bond. It doesn't seem like much. According to Jones' arrest report, the SUNA something office received multiple complaints about an argument that several callers feared may have turned physical around 9 p.m. Sunday. Apparently, he beat up a kid. And a woman later told deputies that he had grabbed her by the hair and forcibly pinned her down on a couch.
Ooh.
Also threw a bookshelf at her. This guy sounds like a peach.
Mm.
Sounds like Florida.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's still funny. I've been to Florida and I only have fond memories of it.
Well, it depends on where you go.
And what time of the year you go?
It was European summer and from Orlando to the Keys.
You didn't stop in Miami, did you?
We stayed several days in Miami.
You stayed in the nice part, didn't you?
No. All I remember was the monkey sitting on a guy's head.
And taken so many
very,
ways.
very sexualized footage of what is the name of the hunter from the Looney Tunes cooking grilled?
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd cooking grilled cheese sandwiches. It was weird.
Oh, speaking of monkeys, did you guys all see the monkey in Indonesia that tried to steal a child while riding a motorbike?
Yep.
What?
So, dude has a monkey. Monkey knows how to ride. I guess, I don't know if it was a scooter or what.
Yeah, I think it was a skateboard.
It was like a motorized one.
Bike, scooter, skateboard, whatever. One has four wheels, the other has two.
The monkey wheels up to this little girl with her mom and sister. Her by the hair and starts dragging her down the street.
Yeah.
It was like, bad monkey. It's a bad monkey.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rest that I remember of Miami was it was just stormy. There was like no sun, so but everyone was still out.
Oh
But
well,
anyway,
yeah. I mean, that's every afternoon here.
All right, then I'm back to the video.
oh,
Got a couple more minutes with it. Oh, no, I guess not. That's just the rest of it.
Yeah, China and India.
There we go. That's just their advertising the rest of it. I don't know why they take so much of their video for that. Like, seriously? All right, next one.
Outlaw, you still keep
How
behaving.
long does it take Mariah Carey to squeeze into that outfit?
Outlaw, you keep behaving as if these videos are supposed to provide us with actual journalism.
True.
You give them too much credit.
I'm waiting for something I haven't seen. And something that's an accredited journalistic source.
Good luck with that.
Dumpster fire trash. Although I do enjoy dumpster fires just as much as the next guy.
Black activist protest.
No, that was the one we just watched. I'm just trying to switch to the other video. The next one is Michigan lawmaker wears mask resembling Confederate flag.
Oh Oh man,
Okay,
I'm getting the
if
vapors.
this is the South Carolina battle flag again, then I'm not gonna count it because just that's not a Confederate flag. It's just historical literacy.
Yeah. But anyways, let's watch the video.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And it's that one.
I have enrolled a bill today that would permanently ban this symbol of hatred from display or use on our state capitol grounds.
I rise today, urge the Michigan State Senate.
Well, I guess every southern state's going to have to get rid of their state flags.
Willing adornment.
My other point is, why do all of these women's hairs look like they can double as a mop?
On Friday.
It
Double
looked
as a
like
what?
their head exploded
As a
when their
mop.
brain tried to get escape.
Jeez. Okay.
I'm tired and I'm sick of people who are historically illiterate. So I'm just seeing if they can be a second use to society in another sense. So mop it is.
I mean, I don't see an X on it. So,
And this is bad. Good.
well, he's evil because he's white and he's old.
Yeah, this looks pretty.
You know, but that. Oh, hold on. Where was
That
it?
does look a lot like the state flag of Tennessee.
Although, for whatever reason, the Tennessee flag reminds me so much of the North Korean flag.
Have you recently looked at the North Korean flag?
I'll look it up myself. But anyways, go on with the video.
How is it? Shut up.
Three is that of a banner and emblem for those who fought to maintain a system where humans were owned by other humans.
A democracy and a union that Michigan fought to preserve. In fact, at the beginning of the war,
Can someone slap all these people and remind them we do not live in a democracy? I'm so sick of hearing that. Threat to our democracy. Well, we don't live in one, so thank God.
Yeah, that's why. That's a
replace the
democracy.
replace the whip.
No, they're not. They don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what to
Replace-
talk about on anything.
Replace the whip with chains.
Oh, did you see? Thank goodness Joe Biden said he'll make AOC his head of climate change.
Oh dear
Doesn't that make
God!
you so good?
Oh,
You know,
dear.
it's reached a point where I can't tell what's a joke and what's real politics.
Well, that's the joke.
I can
Because
tell you one thing: that bitch don't have a thought in her head. Oh God, is that sexist? Sorry.
probably, but I don't care. No,
Well-
because like the best example, just to show what state of affairs some cases politics have gone to, is actually in Germany over here with a Green Party member, because she was raped by a migrant. Except she didn't report it because she feared that he would be deported. Turns out he raped a girl who was half her age then.
Wait. She feared he would be deported.
Yes.
What, did she like it? I mean, I know that's slut shaming and all, but
No, it's okay.
No.
No, this happened even to a guy in Europe where the same thing happened and he didn't talk about it.
Yeah, it was Sweden.
yeah, I wouldn't want to talk about it either if I got raped.
But anyways, back to the video. So, what's your guys' thoughts?
Retardation at its finest.
These people are morons and they're the actual racists.
All the brain cells have been turned into hair cells.
They wrap their weave too tight and it's pulling out their brain cells that they had.
No, it's cutting blood circulation to the head.
I think.
They need thicker glasses to read a history book.
Well, I think my thing is like there's a couple problems like with their argument. For one, it's not even the actual Confederate flag; it's the Virginia battle flag, also known, or it's the other one of the other other battle flags, possibly, because there's several battle flags that each state had, I think it was, or each part of their military had for the Confederate states. And so it wasn't even the actual Confederate flag, although the Confederate flag does take that kind of flag symbolage with it, but that's not the full flag. The other thing is, I feel, is although it has been used by and is still used by many white supremacists, KKK members, blah blah blah, it's also majority, I would say, is perhaps used by just non-racist people, like just it's just a bunch of white Southerners, and even a good percentage.
No. I see Black people and Latinos all over the place with Confederate flags.
Yeah,
I think it was like pulled around.
And it's also seen as a sign of rebellion. It's like people, with the fist side and stuff. It's meant to be like rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, for one, like, even if we were to say it used to have a meaning that was racist, I think its meaning has changed over the years, especially in recent times. I mean, if things can go from good to bad, like with the swastika within Western civilization, with the swastika being viewed as Nazism instead of Buddhism or Hinduism, then it should be the reverse is also possible.
Even though the irony is that more than likely that Hitler didn't really steal from those religions.
But anyways,
because the swastika also has a long history in European culture.
True. My other thing is that what was I going to say? Is that even if we were to just say, we can't look at the white people's view of the opinion, even if the majority of them don't view it as racist, well, then what about the Black Southerners? Although the majority of them still view it as racist, a huge percentage, I think it was like around 25% of Black Southerners viewed as a symbol of pride rather than of racism. So, I mean, it's not like a minuscule number. So, you got to look at this multiple ways.
None of the people that I know, blacks, Latinos, whites, they don't use it as a racist symbol. They just think it's a Southern thing.
Yeah, and I feel it has changed.
But I mean, to go on with the full flag argument, do we allow people to fly Black supremacy banners? Do we allow people to, if they want to have an ISIS banner? Can they? Yeah. And I can look at them and be like, I don't want to hang out with them.
Actually, wasn't there like some guy in Omar's district who was actually waving around the ISIS flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's their right to do it. I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm just going to be like, I don't want to hang out with that guy.
Well, anyways, any other thoughts about the video, about the flag or anything?
They're still morons.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
All right, so we'll go on to the next video. Okay, next video should be this. This one's going to be a much longer video.
Oh my god, you're making me sad, outlaw.
Don't worry, it's not from Now This.
Oh, thank God.
Now This.
I was going to go have to end it all.
I'm sorry you didn't do one of those infographic videos that you responded to a lot.
Oh, hello, Sub-Zero. I can't hear it.
Okay, can we skip the skit that he's doing?
You got Don't Tread on Me flag, you got the Jackson flag, you got the Star Spangled Banner, you got all kinds of diversified fascist flags all over the place. Oh, and what's this right here? You got a person that has a sign that says, what's that? It says COVID-19.
COVID-19 is a lie. I don't know if I agree with that. It's not a lie, but I think it's over-exaggerated. Oh, I don't think we can say the term of the virus. You just have to say that virus thing.
I
Don't worry about it. I'm not. I'm just a small channel.
I can't hear what this guy's saying.
It was killing hundreds
Let's see. Skip through a bit of his video. Okay, yeah, we get it, but there's a few crazies.
Like, really? That's not the most appropriate place to be promoting Surf City State. You know, like, you're not really making a good image for yourself. I mean, that's like, you know, showing up to a Hitler Youth rally and, you know, promoting Coca-Cola. Although, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Coca-Cola has done that before.
Actually, Coca-Cola has done that before.
Has done what before exactly?
Oh, they advertised in Nazi Germany.
So I'm pretty sure most everybody did.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
like
It was a little different, but it seems mostly
I mean,
talking about the Trump supporters and
yeah, just
disease.
I was gonna say, just tell them the FDR also like Nazi Germany system, so you know that will blow their heads.
I thought it was going to be more about this the thumbnail, but it doesn't look like he's brought it up.
Yeah, I also remember
Yeah,
if
it
you
doesn't
want
look. It
FDR,
doesn't look like.
Owen Jones, not Hitler.
So
It
let
doesn't
me
look
get.
like anything crazy. I mean, some of them seem a little weird, but
So is that Antifa guy like criticizing people protesting against COVID-19? Like he's all for lockdown and all that shit.
Yes.
Isn't he supposed to be an anarchist?
I don't know.
cognitive dissonance.
Like Antifa's supposed to be anarcho-communist. At least that's what their flag is supposed to mean and stuff.
Yeah, but most anarcho-communists are complete hypocrites. There's very few that are at least consistent.
Yeah,
No,
most
they're
of
just
them are Bernie
authoritarians.
Sanders. You have to have a massive government to. So that's what Bernie supports. So it's like, yeah, I must say, oh, you're an anarchist then.
Yeah. Like, from what I can tell, when I've come across anarcho-communists, most of them are complete hypocrites. There's very few that are consistent.
No, they're just a bunch of fascists.
Well, they just say
Or we can make
they're
this
just
one simpler
anti-capitalist.
explanation. We
Oh.
could just go with a simpler explanation.
And
Anarchy doesn't exist anymore. Anarchy has become tamed.
Well, the only real anarchy would be primitivism. You know, going back to living in caves and all that stuff.
Africa.
Well, I mean, Africans still have some form of governments, though. Not exactly. That would be like,
Somalia.
Yeah,
Kenya.
it's straight agrarian society, no laws, no rules.
probably
well,
the
I think hunter-gatherer would be more accurate, not even agrarian.
the closest.
Agrarian kind of still requires some form of
Organization.
like,
Yeah, so yeah, straight hunter-gatherer.
yeah, like our ancestors in prehistory.
Yeah, probably that would be the closest to a true kind of like anarchy where there's pretty much no hierarchy whatsoever.
Well, theoretically, you know, from a genetic standpoint, you know, our species may have to be in that genuine anarchy to avoid dysgenics, because civilization may be kind of affecting our genes over the course of millennia.
Oh my god, aren't you guys like super duper excited for like the end of the world? Okay, you ready? Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
You killed my ears.
Really gay.
Karen has joined the stream.
No, I'm Becky.
Doesn't matter.
It's kind of weird that you know, they brought up the whole 5G thing, because I kind of looked into the whole 5G thing, and I mean, there seems to be a lot of people who believe in it, and there have been people who said they worked on 5G and are whistleblowing the whole, you know, plans and how unhealthy it is for you. Like, it can give you tumors.
Well, I mean, didn't the Chinese come up with it?
I don't know. All I just know is
The
Americans who are
issue
working on
with 5G, much rather, is that the main monopoly for 5G is Huawei, and Huawei is just
You mean
essentially
Huawei?
Chinese spyware at this point.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's not so much the towers are spyware, but the actual phones themselves. But of course, you know, conspiracy theorists don't really make full-on sense.
Yes,
Well,
and the world is still flat.
Well, there is technically, I mean, there is some basis behind the 5G like paranoia, because I mean, our phones are already spying on us, but also like they were talking about how cell phones could actually contribute to potential developing cancer and stuff, you know. So
Well,
it is actually a possibility. Like
Yes,
Well,
but
the phones we have
right.
now can do that.
No, wait.
Supposedly there's already been
But
things
the
like
argument that the towers are causing cancer has already been attained from the early 90s, which has been disproven multiple times. And best of all, the behavior or rather the extent of the behavior of these guys are going for against 5G's towers is literally akin to the anti-electric towers of the 1870s.
All right, Z, you're gonna bring that up. You know what I gotta say? You know what? I will eat you. I'll do it.
I'll just,
I literally didn't
I don't know. I
understand
just
the
feel
take.
like, you know, I just
Alex
feel like,
Jones, bro.
well, I just feel like I just feel like, you know, given, you know, stuff that's been happening over the years, you know, people shouldn't just throw out conspiracy theory, because a lot of stuff that's been happening now was kind of predicted years ago that they would do that, like with Alex Jones. Like some of his stuff is outrageous, but he has been right like several times, and he's predicted stuff.
Scary, isn't it?
Where credit is due.
So I'm just saying is I feel like people throwing out conspiracy theory kind of are setting themselves up for becoming a victim of a tyrannical state or government. When, you know, when a conspiracy theory comes up, I feel like people should just look into that, or, you know, keep it locked in their head to see, like, you know, be on the lookout for potential signs.
unless they.
But
say
as far as
flatter.
conspiracy theories go, I like something that, well, it's obviously an old saying, but something Tim Pool said. He was like, well, you know, even a stop clock is right twice a day. So you throw enough conspiracy theories out there, like one of them's bound to be right someday, and you're like, see, I told you.
Or
Well, like Project,
there's
it's like
a whole
Project
thing where-
Paperclip, like that stuff looks really real. Same with like MK Ultra. You know, there's some. It's been pretty
That's actually
suspicious.
real.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the tests are real, but the question is, the conspiracy, is it real? Like, are they still, you know, messing with people's heads? Yeah.
Maybe in certain parts of the Middle East where, you know, there's no news or basic reception.
China.
Or just
That's
India in
why,
general, because apparently India is more sensorial than China when it comes to the internet, because at least China has its own internet. In India, what Modi has done on over 200 recorded occasions is whenever a certain incident occurs, they just cut the internet for the region. So there's literally no way for anyone to know about it. So
yeah.
What is that?
is it a man or
video. Hold on, I'm getting it ready here.
seriously?
It looks like Alanis Morissette had a baby with Patton Oswalt. Sorry, that was just the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah, but yeah, back onto the quick subject of conspiracy theories. It's really a bizarre field, because I do not trust Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates with the way that they've been behaving around COVID-19. And it's just kind of bizarre.
You don't trust Dr. Fauci? I mean, Dr. Mousy?
Yeah.
I don't trust
No,
that
but
motherfucker either.
my point is that the only other people who seem to talk about it on Facebook, it just happens to be also the people who believe in the flat Earth. So it's like,
Well, it's also-
shit.
Go ahead, William.
Who was going?
I thought William was going to talk, but he's oddly quiet now.
Hmm.
They got him.
Maybe his
Wait.
headphones fell off or something.
Well,
What do you-
it's also
There
just
he
the
is.
fact is that people are just skeptical of stuff like that, because a lot of people already kind of are iffy about vaccines.
Were you talking about like herd immunity?
You there, William? Oh,
Ah.
something must have gone on with his part. Well, anyways, I'm going to read the question we have here from camera. Say, what do you think Hold on. Actually, I guess I can show it right here.
Yes.
What do you think about Land O'Lakes kicking them in
Engines.
As
Ninjas.
racist term for Redskins.
I see. Well, my whole thing is I don't like the political correctness for it. So that's my whole thing. Oh, I think William's back.
Hello.
There he
What
is.
happened?
Yeah, I think by internet connected for a bit.
On the whole Land O'Lakes thing, if it was portraying a Native American in an offensive way, I would say it makes sense. But it's more of like a celebration, and I think removing it kind of removes some of the history. And I think it's more of an insult to Native Americans than it is helping.
What are you talking about?
Well, Land O'Lakes currently. Someone asked a question about Land O'Lakes.
Them taking the squaw off the butter.
The native girl off of their logo on their butter.
The irony is that the native girl was painted by a Native American.
And the son of the Native American said that they do not approve of the removal.
And no, the grandson.
No, son, it said.
No, wait, there was something involving the grandson then.
I'm pretty sure it said son.
Well, it's just like when they were saying they needed to change the name of the Washington Redskins, all the Native American groups were like, no, it's fine. It doesn't bother us. It was a bunch of white liberals that wanted to change it. A bunch of spoiled little Chardonnay sipping, butt fart sniffing, freaking Karens that were like, oh my God, we need to remove it.
That's how you really feel.
The same field, but I need to find it.
Anyways, I think we can go on to the next video now. Is everyone ready?
Yeah, let's see what Atlantis Patton Jr. has to say.
All right. Oh, hold on.
So, what can I do today's video on? So maybe I'm coming. Hello? Wait. You're kidding. Communism killed how many people? That can't be right. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. No. I don't think so.
Cause a Matrix meme?
The math meme. I don't know what that would be.
It's the Matrix.
It's the Matrix, yeah.
I hate this person. I play bass. So.
Yeah. If this is like a math joke, I think the cookie question was a lot more funny with Nick Vientes. That was at least was a lot more quicker.
How fucking long has this been going on?
It's about 2 minutes.
I feel like I'm already 10 IQ points dumber.
All the deaths that happened under a communist regime were because of communism. The numbers just don't add up. I don't know how we came to this large amount. And if we did that, then I think that if we did the same thing for capitalism or monarchism or feudalism or imperialism, we probably have the same kind of ridiculously huge exploded value that it's just used to shock people. It's just not true. It literally is physically impossible for there to be that many deaths attributed to communism. I don't know what to tell you. It's fucking bullshit. I've done the maths. I've done all the maths.
Oh, that's what all of those maths
I guess China doesn't exist in his world.
Tell you.
North Korea, Cuba. Then
Yeah,
again,
numbers like China's already over 1 billion people.
Even if we were not to look at the deliberate murders, there's the actual starvations that communism has caused. So let's go through some of the numbers. Okay, Google.
Okay, can I just say one thing to that person's point?
Sure.
Well, they do have a point that the numbers are overinflated because even New York came out and admitted that they added like 4,000 people that had never been tested. They were just like, well, we think they had it. And then anything you die of these days, like heart failure, COVID, car accident, COVID, lung disease. Oh, yeah, that's COVID. And they're just marking everything down as COVID.
Wait, he was talking about COVID? I was
No,
talking
he was
about
talking about communism.
Oh, as far as communism goes, they've killed more than anything in the. I mean, besides maybe Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great. I don't know.
The only thing to have killed in the Western world more than communism is the Islamic conquering of Europe, which last I checked estimated so it was 300 years and roughly 100+ million people killed during that time.
Yeah, because like monarchy actually hasn't killed that many people because back in those days, people didn't target civilians like to wipe out for war and stuff. It was basically armies that wiped each other out. Even then, their armies were very small, especially compared to antiquity times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kids, I gotta run.
Aww. All right then. See you later,
All right,
Demon.
just in the upcoming stuff that's going to come out from the government, just remember 18 U.S. Code 371, treason and sedition. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right.
I think
So we'll
I've
go
gone
back
deaf.
to the thing. So, like, for example, around like it says 6 to 8 million died from hunger during the under the Soviet Union. So that's already a couple million in a short period of time. So let's look up China. Okay, how many?
Well, communist China still exists and people are still starving.
Well, I'm talking. Well, communist China is more. It's more corporatist now, really. Anyways, 36 million people died under starvation in China. So it's in the millions. Like, even if we were to take out the people who were deliberately killed, it's still.
This already surpassed the Holocaust, so.
Yeah.
Well, but starvation in Ukraine, like the intentional starvation created by the Soviet Union in Ukraine, yeah, that killed 8 million people. So that is technically even higher than the Holocaust.
That's the Holodomor, right?
I think so.
Holodomor,
Yeah,
Homodor, something like that.
Point is that even if we go to the starvation route, there's millions and millions of people who just starved under this economic system. If we just ignore the government part of it, many people just died under the starvation because of the economic system itself. And so the problem with saying that capitalism is somehow at fault with killing people, well, there's a problem with that because more people have been brought out from poverty and extreme poverty than ever before. And it's the only system that has been able to do that to such a great extent.
Yeah. But, people don't think rationally. They just think about feelings, which is why they think capitalism is the root cause of all evil and stuff. It's something stupid.
Let's just say capitalism kills 1 million people a year, or even 5 million a year. It's just, but even if we were to look at that, we also have to look at the fact of what the benefits from it are. And since the people's lives are better, and the majority of people's lives are better in the world because of it, that's a very good thing, which has never happened with any other system, especially not with communism or socialism, which have detrimented the people wherever it has been used or tried. So
You also can't really blame capitalism mainly because the capitalism is an economic system, whereas communism is both economic and, like, in a sense, a government system.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
Capitalism is just people buying into a market. So people don't really die because of capitalism. People just die because of their choices and like how they, what they do with their life.
Yeah, most people die. There are some examples where there might be some large corporations that do something really shady and shitty, and I will admit that there are those companies that do that.
But so many people die. It's like, I mean, it's like I don't think a company hasn't really ever had like 100 people die in an incident or something like that. I don't think any other company's gone over 100. Because you also have news media, which is their own kind of company, and they watch out for those things.
Yeah.
Because if a company gets a bad reputation, they're going to lose lots of money and stuff. That's the thing. In capitalism, a competitor is going to come in and take over if people are done with the company.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Is like, even if we were to say that it killed a couple million people a year, the benefits outweigh even the supposed costs, and that communism didn't benefit anyone. It just killed everyone pretty much.
Yeah. Like, you can actually blame most flaws in capitalism because of cronyism, which is due to the government, not the the free market itself.
Anyways, I think we'll probably end it here. We might do another stream some other time. Any other final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess what I'll say is that, basically all the problems with capitalism can basically just be stemmed back to the government, especially IP laws.
What was that last part? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that, virtually all issues with capitalism can stem back to the government, especially with intellectual property laws.
Yeah. You have any thoughts, Z?
Blame the Israelis.
All right, now let me look at a couple of the comments we have here. So from Lewis, we have, remember, guys, it's not
the white debt
if it failed. Yep. And what's his second comment here? Being corporatist kind of helped people die less in China, at least, though. Yeah, I mean, that is technically true. That is
true. Like, the modern Chinese economy is preventing them from dying on massive scales, like in the Maoist days.
Yeah, it's the similar thing what happened with Vietnam. Vietnam is similarly structured to China, since of their economy. They're highly corporatist. And once they started freeing up their economy, the people's lives started getting better and everything, even if it was under a more corporatist system. Anyways, any other thoughts, Z?
Food. There might be food in China now, but food poisoning has ever increased in China as malpractice is unbelievably high.
Well, that might be true. Anyways, I think we'll end it here. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys who are watching right now and who may watch this in the future. My name is Rational Outlaw. I'll see y'all later.